You already know what you need to do. You've known for months, so why haven't you done it? The man who had everything planned. His name was Adam. On paper, Adam's life looked fine. A decent job, a decent apartment, a gym membership he'd paid for 7 months and visited 4 times. Every Sunday night, he made a list. Wake up at 5 a.m., no phone before 8, read for 30 minutes, work on the side project, eat clean. Every Monday morning, the list died. Not dramatically, not with a breakdown, it just quietly stopped. The alarm rang, he snoozed it, the phone was already in his hand before he'd even opened both eyes, and he'd look at that list and think, I'll start properly tomorrow. You know this feeling, don't you? That gap between who you are and who you know you could be is the most painful space a human being can live in. The war inside your own skull. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline. It is not about motivation. Motivation is emotion. It comes and goes like weather. Discipline is architecture. It's the structure you build so that when the weather is terrible, you still move forward. Your brain has 2 parts fighting constantly. The prefrontal cortex, that's the part of you reading this, the part that made the list, the part that imagines the future version of you. And the limbic system, ancient, fast, emotional. It wants comfort, it wants now. It sees the pillow, and it wins. Every time you choose the easy thing, you are feeding the wrong wolf. And here's the terrifying part. The wolf you feed most becomes the one that makes decisions for you without asking. The day Adam saw his reflection. Adam had a friend. Let's call him Rayon. They started at the same company the same week, 3 years ago. Same salary, same skills, same city. One afternoon, Adam saw Rayon's LinkedIn. New job, 60% raise, starting a side business on the weekends. Adam's first reaction was not admiration, it was anger, then denial. He must have had connections. Then, late at night, when the defenses came down, it was something worse. Recognition. He knew exactly why Rayon was there, and he was here. He'd watched Rayon leave office parties early. He'd heard him say no to Netflix nights. He'd seen the same hours spent, just differently. The difference between them wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was what they did with the minutes that no one was watching. The decision that changes everything. That night, Adam didn't make a new list. He sat in the dark for a long time, and he asked himself a question most people are too afraid to ask. If I keep living exactly the way I'm living, what does my life look like in 5 years? He answered it honestly, not optimistically, not with excuses, honestly. And the answer was so uncomfortable that he physically stood up from his chair. Not because he was motivated, but because the pain of staying the same finally exceeded the pain of changing. Psychologists call this the critical threshold, the moment when the cost of inaction becomes unbearable. Most people wait for it their whole lives. The wise ones, they manufacture it on purpose. He didn't find motivation, he built a cage. Adam didn't download a new app. He didn't buy a journal with a leather cover. He did something much harder. He redesigned his environment. Phone charger moved to the kitchen. Alarm clock, a real one, placed across the room. Books stacked on his pillow so he physically had to move them to sleep. He told his brain, "You don't get to negotiate with me in the morning. The environment decides." The first week was brutal. His mind screamed at him. It bargained. It invented reasons. You're tired. You deserve rest. One more day won't matter. And here's the psychology that matters. That voice is the old you fighting for survival. Every habit is a living thing. When you try to kill a bad habit, it fights back. You have to starve it, not by willpower alone, but by removing the triggers that feed it. Adam removed the triggers, one by one. And the new habits, small, boring, invisible, began to breathe. Nothing happened. Then everything did. For the first 30 days, nothing visible changed. He woke up early, he worked on the project, he read, he slept on time. No one congratulated him. He didn't post about it. His bank account didn't change. His body didn't transform. But something was shifting underneath. His self-image was changing, slowly, quietly. The story he told himself about who he was, that story was being rewritten line by line. Because every time he did the hard thing, he cast a vote for the new version of himself. Psychologists call this identity-based habit formation. You don't change by deciding to change. You change by becoming the kind of person who does the thing over and over until you are that person. By day 90, his side project had its first paying customer. By month 6, he'd left the job that was making him small. Not because of one dramatic decision, but because of 400 small ones that no one else saw. This is about you, not Adam. Adam isn't a real person, but the feeling in your chest right now is. Because you recognized something in him. You've been him. Maybe you are him right now. And here's what I want you to understand. The gap between your current self and your potential self is not filled with talent. It is not filled with luck. It is not filled with the right circumstances. It is filled with decisions made in private moments when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when you're tired, when every part of you wants to stop. Those moments, those invisible moments, that is where your life is actually being built. The question is, what are you building? Start with one thing, just one. I'm not asking you to rebuild your entire life tonight. I'm asking you to pick one thing you've been postponing, one thing that represents the person you want to become, and do it right now. Not tomorrow, not after this video, now. Because the discipline of the mind doesn't begin with a grand plan. It begins with the next 5 minutes. What will you do with them? 7 psychological lessons from this story. 1. Motivation is weather. Discipline is architecture. You cannot rely on feeling motivated. Feelings are temporary. Systems and environment design outlast emotion. Build the structure first. The feeling follows. 2. The wolf you feed becomes the one who decides. Every choice reinforces a neural pathway. Choosing comfort repeatedly wires your brain for comfort seeking. Choosing discomfort wires it for resilience. You are literally programming yourself with every decision. 3. Envy is data. Use it, don't bury it. When you feel jealous of someone, your mind is actually showing you what you believe is possible for you. Adam's reaction to Ryan was envy, but underneath that was recognition. Your jealousy is a compass pointing at your unlived potential. Pain is the real catalyst, not inspiration. Change happens not when you find inspiration, but when staying the same becomes more painful than changing. You can manufacture this pain artificially by honest projection. If nothing changes, where am I in 5 years? Answer it with brutal honesty. Remove triggers, don't just fight cravings. Willpower is a limited resource that depletes. The smart approach is not to battle your impulses, it's to design your environment so the battle rarely happens. Move the phone, block the app, put the obstacle between you and the bad habit. Identity changes through votes, not resolutions. You don't become disciplined by deciding to be disciplined. You become disciplined by doing the disciplined thing, small, repeatedly, consistently, until your self-identity shifts. Every action is a vote for who you are becoming. The invisible moments are the real ones. Your life is built in private. No one sees you choose the book over the scroll. No one applauds the 5 a.m. alarm. But those moments compound, silently, powerfully, into the person you become. Champions are made when no one is watching. The undisciplined mind is a slave to its moods. The disciplined mind is the architect of its destiny.